sponsored by Local Touch Online, a free online magazine that has an exclusive article by Pop Culture Geekery every month. Also sponsored by Sunstone Survival, a veteran-owned company that specializes in custom survival kits and emergency survival gear. Go to sunstonesurvival.biz and enter the code PCGEEK to get 10% off any one-time purchase. Alright, we're here at Animefest and we are at the Japanime booth and we're going to be talking with Brett Finnell, who is actually a San Antonio local, but he's up here promoting his game, which is Love Battle High School. And we have a special connection to this game because it was actually the last game that we play tested at our store. And so I remember we met at San Japan because you were still in the play testing phase of the game at then, and you just came by and asked if you could demo it, and we were like, sure.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. And now 2 years later, your game is a reality.
It is, yes.
And it's your first one, right?
That's the first published one, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, I can unbiasedly say it's a fun game, especially if you love anime. So let's start off with what was the inspiration for the game?
I just love harem anime. So I was watching a bunch of harem anime at the time, and I'm like, you know what? Nobody's created a board game experience that actually relates to the goofy chaos that is harem anime. So I tried to find a way to put that on the table in a way that fans of the genre can enjoy, which has been fairly successful, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. To show my age, I likened it to Tenchi Muyo. I know there's a ton of other harem anime, but that's where my mind went with that. Did you have any other anime inspirations when you were thinking of the game?
I mean, Tenchi Muyo was probably the first harem anime that I got into back in the day. Ones that I was watching around the time that the game was being worked on was Rosario Vampire and High School DD. I think those were two big ones that really ramped up the raunchiness of the harem thing that was going on at the time. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Tenchi.
Yeah. So just give our viewers just a quick summary of the game, basically.
So in Love Battle High School, you are the director of your own harem anime, and you're all fighting to control how the story's going to go. So you don't just control like your waifu or the main character. Every turn you have a hero and a girl phase, and you get to make the girl's decisions and the decisions of the main character, Hiroshi. So you're trying to make the plot go the way you want to make sure that he ends up with your best girl, and everyone else is doing the same, which results in chaos.
Lovely, lovely chaos. So the game is on display here, but it's already out in stores, right?
Yep, it's been available in retail since mid-June, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So definitely check out your local shop to see if they carry it. If not, they can definitely order it.
Yeah, major distributors have it. So.
Yeah. So is there anything coming down the pipe that you can talk?
There may be some girls over there on some posters that may have something to do with something that I might be working on.
Well, that's a lot more than I was expecting you to share. So, but anyway, guys. So thanks for sharing. Definitely check out Love Battle High School in your local game shop. All right, we're here at Animefest, and we are taking a break from a long day, sitting down for this interview. And we are here with cosplayer Violent Lavender, which is a name I've always loved. So what was the origins of that name for you? You're walking home from.
So I'm walking home from middle school, and I'm just thinking out loud to myself about how violet and lavender are similar colors, and violent is one letter away from violet. So that's how I put those two together, and it's the only name that I made for myself in middle school that I didn't hate, because everybody has usernames in middle school for like AIM, instant messengers, and stuff like that. I didn't hate that one, so I kept it.
Wow, you just brought up AIM.
I know, yeah, I dated myself.
So how have you been cosplaying then?
Oh goodness, I was about 12 when I started, so it's been about 14 years of cosplay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot longer than I thought. I've only known you for maybe the last, 5 or 6 years, maybe. But you've only created Violent Lavender cosplay in what time period?
I would say that this started about 4 years ago, maybe 5. And I was having lunch with a friend and said, I don't want to put all my cosplay photos on my personal account because I'm going to be a professional and have a career. So I'm going to shove all my stuff onto a Facebook account. Might as well put it under Violent Lavender.
Yeah.
And so I decided that's when it started.
So why cosplay? What originally drew you to cosplaying?
It was the creation. I know a lot of people do it for the escape, for being another character, something that they love. For me, it is the challenge of taking nothing and making it into something. And I basically hone whatever skills I can, start with sewing, work on props, stuff like that, and I find a character, I love that character, and I create it out of nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, I've gotten a chance to watch you kind of evolve through your cosplaying, so you definitely have taken it up several levels since I first seen your cosplaying, so congrats on that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, there was one year where I just decided I wasn't going to have my mom help me anymore. And then I think what really took it up a notch was recently when I did Monica and Bowsette. That was stuff that I had never done before, and it turned out beautiful.
Mm-hmm. So for people who are just getting into cosplaying, what are some like advice or tips that you could give them about the practice?
I would say start small. Find a field of cosplay that you want to focus on. Some people are more drawn to props. Some people are more drawn to the jewelry making of it or sewing. But if you want to be a closet cosplayer where you buy all your pieces, that's fine. If you want to make everything, take sewing lessons, watch YouTube tutorials, and just find whatever works for you and teach yourself whatever you can.
Speaking of which, I know you probably have a wealth of knowledge to share to other future cosplayers and even current cosplayers. Is that something you'd ever want to get into, like teaching others? I know you used to help us with the Acon Icebreaker panel, where you would share kind of your knowledge with other cosplayers. So is that something that interests you?
Not necessarily. So in my real career life, I do actually do some teaching. And whenever I take off my teacher hat at the end of the day, sometimes I want to just keep it on a shelf. So if somebody were to come up to me and ask me a question, I would answer them, and I would be more than happy to help. But creating tutorials and all that other stuff online, I'm going to leave that to other people who have the time, the energy, and who are likely way better at teaching than I am.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I heard you give advice, so you're pretty good at giving advice. So, but what are some any upcoming sneak peeks or anything you can tell us of cosplays, ideas that are coming? I mean, I know we're kind of halfway through 2019, but I'm sure you've got some things bubbling in your mind.
I do, actually. So PAX South is my next big convention I'm going to. It is in January in San Antonio. I will be making Zelda from Twilight Princess. And so that one is fun. I started working on the wig work, and I actually stream my cosplay making on Twitch. So I worked on the wig. I'm going to be making the gown and all the armaments and stuff like that. So January 2020. And then after that, I'm going to be making a Darksiders cosplay. And that's my goal. That one's one of those big projects, like wings, giant boobs. We'll see if that one comes to fruition.
Well, if you want to follow her progress, you can follow her here, and we can. And so thank you for coming and talking to us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's always wonderful to see you.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Hello everyone, we're here at Animefest and we are visiting the Cyanide and Happiness booth, and we are here with Paul, product developer here. So Paul, so tell us a little bit about what you do here for the craziness that is Cyanide and Happiness.
Okay, my role is I am sort of instrumental in designing the products that we put onto our website and onto Amazon. I deal with the manufacturer and actually designing the product. So most recently we had our Kickstarter for Trial by Trolley, and that was sort of spearheaded by Skybound with our art, and I was in charge of designing Trolley Tom. So he is sort of our animated mascot, and he was kind of featured prominently in the update videos. So I used a character animator and Flash to kind of bring him to life. I also used Flash to draw a lot of the cards that go into, let's say, Joking Hazard. So that is pretty much what I do at Explosive.
Cool, yeah, Joking Hazard is definitely one of my favorites. I mean, it far surpasses, I think, a lot of some of the other adult games. I know people get a kick out of it as soon as they see the artwork, especially. So you had a hand in that game as well?
I am in charge of art for expansions as they come out, and right now we are actually working on, we're always working on new sets for the game, so the concept of the cards and then the art itself, and keeping everything on style is kind of my wheelhouse. We also got done with Season 4 recently. I am an animator originally, so I got a chance to work on that as well, and that's going to be on Verve. Verve.co.
Awesome. So anything else you can tell us is coming down the pipe? Any teases you can give us? Upcoming stuff?
Trial by Trolley is going to hit in December. That's something definitely to look out for because it's going to be a very fun, very messed up card game, which is kind of our wheelhouse. Yeah. So that is definitely the next big thing to look forward to.
All right. Well, we appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thanks, guys.